So of course I'm going to pop my shit. I'm close with the family. I'm like, Uncle such and such, where's my drink? Pour me a drink, baby. Such and such, did you like that new outfit I sent? I showed you the other day? Or, you know, I'm really playing up the fact that I know this man family, like that means something, and that I'm really cool over here. I'm always over here, bitch. Like I'm really, really rooting for this crackhead, but we ain't there yet. So let me stop calling him that. So I'm really, really like popping my big one. Like, yes, bitch, yes, I'm his new girl. She kind of get the vibes, and she was shit. So she gets up and she goes in the living room and start watching TV. Girl, why don't you just leave? Why don't you leave? You can see clearly that you're not wanted. Why don't you leave? I'm gonna tell y'all now. The bitch didn't leave because she thought she was over there with her man. That's what it was given to me. But no, bitch. He's my man. He's mine. You may have had him once, but I had him all the time. Y'all remember that? I don't know how old y'all is, how old my subscribers is, but if you went from the 90s like me, baby, and you was the shit in the 90s, you know that song, girl. Good, where my brother at? I'm like, yeah, he outside in the patio. Whole time, he done came into the living room and he's sitting on the couch with her. Unbeknownst to me. Now, why my dumb ass wasn't paying attention to what was going on, I don't know. I'm busy playing cards. So, when he go in the living room, all I hear is him like, oh, hey, bro, what's up? Oh, shit. Okay, so everybody knows but me about this bitch. Okay, cool. So, he was like, I hear some whispering. They not whispering, but you know how you can't make out what somebody's saying. You can hear them talking, but you can't make out what they're saying. Like, it was kind of like, because the TV was on, we loud, the music on, so I can hear them talking, and I clearly know that the two men are talking. She not saying nothing, but them two are talking, but I can't make the words out. So all of a sudden, his brother comes back, Ludacris, like, Tony, you trying to go to the liquor store with y'all ones? So his girlfriend chimed in and was like, we got liquor, but we need something to eat. So they was like, oh, cool. All right, y'all want to go to McDonald's or something? Y'all want to hit McDonald's right there? Because McDonald's was literally like one light down from the house. I go in the living room like, we going to McDonald's. And that's what I see, that he's sitting on the couch with her. I knew he was sitting on the couch with her before because, like I said, the brother went in there and started talking to him. But I saw it with my own two eyes at this point. So I was like, what the fuck? I didn't say what the fuck. I was just like, hold on, what's going on? So he was like, oh, no, not nothing. What's up, baby? Huh? I don't know what's going on. I said, we about to go to McDonald's. You going? He like, no, I ain't going. I said, we about to go to McDonald's. You going? So he was like, yeah, I'm going. Yeah, bitch, get the fuck up off that couch and come on. What the fuck you mean? What you? Nah. Bitch, you better get your bitch ass, ugly ass in this car. We get in the car, we go to McDonald's. So when we get in the car, I'm like, yeah, you keep saying that you don't fuck with her like that. She just popped up, but you sitting on the couch with her. Like, you sitting in there, you ain't never even come back to the table playing cards with us. You sit in the living room with her, and then you act like you on the patio the whole motherfucking time. But the whole time, you sitting beside her on the couch. He was like, no, it wasn't nothing like that. I was actually out there trying to tell her to leave, to get out, and you know what I'm saying? We, spending time together. And now, I ain't that dumb. You was not in there saying that. Nah, for real, because I don't even want her interrupting what we doing. We having a good night tonight. Everybody having fun. She gonna spoil that shit. So I'm trying to get her ass to leave. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to be nice to her a little bit. Like, won't you just go home and, whatever. I was like, be nice to her. How? Did you promise her anything or whatever? Like, cause what was the rest of that sentence, bitch? So he was like, nah, I told you I fuck with you. I ain't doing no shit like that. She wanted to look like, I don't really fuck with you like that. Just so, and I was just doing that just to get her to leave. I was like, I ain't got time for that shit, because you should tell the bitch I fuck with her like that. Leave. That's how that go. You don't pretend you don't fuck with me like that so you can get her to coerce her to leave. Bitch, No. I was like, nah, you ain't gotta tell her shit. Cause as soon as we get back, I'm gone. I ain't got time for this motherfucking bullshit. You gonna act like you gonna fuck with me like that? So this bitch can feel at ease to leave? Nah, fuck you and her. I'm gone. They was like, you want something? Nah, I don't want shit. I want to go back to my car. So they ordered their food or whatever. He talking to me or whatever. I couldn't tell you what the fuck he was saying because I wasn't listening to none of that shit. Bitch, you told me to my face. You played me so for this girl to feel good enough to leave. She ain't gotta leave. I'm out. So they ordered their food and shit. We get back to the. I ain't even go in the house. I went straight into got in the car. And he was like, for real, you gonna leave for real? I said, I sure the fuck am. I'm out of this bitch. Still talking, standing in the middle of the street, bitch. I pulled off. You turned around his body and pulled the fuck off. Went home. I answered the phone for him for a few days or whatever. And then finally, I started being in the house too much because that's basically all it was. And I finally started answering the phone. He was like, I can't believe you ain't talked to me all this time. When was you gonna start talking to me? I thought you weren't gonna talk to me no more. I was like, I wasn't gonna talk to you no more. You don't fucking play me for no bitch and then tell me that you did that shit, think it's gonna be cool. Nah, I don't fuck around like that. So he was like, nah, I didn't even think about it like that. I'm sorry, this, and this. So I was like, yeah, don't let that shit happen again. And you need to tell that bitch straight up. Don't come around no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't come around. He talked me back into coming over there, y'all. Again, we ain't do shit but free shit and hung over the uncle house. So he was like, we all over here partying, this, and this. My uncle having a real party. Now, how you having a real party? Oh, and did I mention, now we in like the 3.5 month period. The bathrooms are still not fixed. The door is still fucked up. The closet door is still inside the closet with all the shit piled up. Like nothing. As a matter of fact, the hole is still in the wall. There is nothing that has been done to this house. And in fact, it's breaking down even more. But my dumb ass still staying over there. Get over there, he's parlaying this, and this. And, you know, we party. We doing the same shit. We basically always doing the same shit. So this night, everybody started drinking. And for some reason, and you know when I said I was thinking about the story time, I tried to think about, when I was thinking about the details, why they got into it. But for some reason, Ludacris and Lucky get into it. So they getting into it, right? He was like, yeah, and won't you tell her what you really are? So he was like, you don't do nothing for me. Like Lucky going off on him. My head go from, because first, bitch, when they was arguing, I was giving. So when he said, won't you tell her what you really are? I was like, what you really is? Oh, you gonna go there? You gonna motherfucking go there? So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go there. You saying all types of bullshit, I'm gonna say my bullshit too. And you already know what you was. You lied to that girl. You need to tell her the truth. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Tell me what truth? Tell me what truth? Got the getting up in each other's face and, you know, going back and forth and, you know, bitch ass nigga, you know, all that type of shit. Pushing each other. They weren't gonna fight because both of them drunk. So, you know, they get to going back and forth with that. So, of course, you know, I ain't gonna let that go, but I'm not gonna say nothing tonight because you drunk. I want this answer sober. Let me ask you this. And he was like, what's up? I was like, what your brother mean by tell me who you really are? So he was like, you know, my brother was drunk as shit. He was just talking shit. He wasn't saying nothing. I was like, nah, he meant that. I was like, tell me what's up. Who, like, what do you mean by that? So he was like, he ain't mean nothing bad. I wasn't letting it go. I was like, he definitely meant something bad. He said it more than one time, and you seemed to be shook when he said it, because you really was trying to shut him up once he said that. So nah, I'm not buying it. So he was saying something. He was like, I don't want to talk about it. So I was like, oh, I want to talk about it. I already said I don't want to talk about it. I said, okay. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you call me when you want to talk about it? Bitch, I'm out. I don't know. He could be saying you a serial killer. He could be telling me that you I don't know what that you got 15 wives. He could be talking about anything, bitch. Your brother not gonna stand in my face and say, tell her who you really are, and I'm just gonna ignore it like you somebody else. He's basically saying you're somebody else. You're pretending to be this person, but you're somebody else. I need to know who that somebody else is. So I was like, why don't you just, you just call me when you're ready to talk about it. And yeah, that's going to be that. That bitch didn't call me. That bitch did not call me for about 8 days. It might have been 2 weeks. We didn't talk for like, we didn't talk for a few days. It was a while, considering the fact that me and him was hanging every day at this point. We was hanging after work. Oh, excuse me, when I was after work, because he didn't work anywhere, come to find out. He was supposed to be working construction. He didn't have no fucking job. When I say this man was a bum, he was a bum. But I stuck beside him, bitch, apparently. 2 weeks was a long time for me not to be talking to him or seeing him or whatever. It was a long time. So he finally was like, he called me and he was like, I was like, hello? And he was like, you don't miss me yet? I was like, nah. I did. I was like, nah. He was like, what? Why? I was like, because I don't know who you are for real. I was like, I still haven't forgot about that. That's never going, I need an explanation for that. I'm never going to let that go because I believe it. I believe what he's saying when he's saying, you need to tell me who you really are. And I want you to really tell me who you really are. So he was like, I don't be liking to tell people this. I'm kind of ashamed of it. So I was like, what you mean? What is it? I ain't do that. You know, you can tell me anything. I ain't do that. Bitch, it depends on what you tell me. Because at this point, like I said, I liked him a lot. I didn't love him. I liked him a lot, but it's still, I had moved on, but I wasn't ready to move into no relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not out here having fun, but I'm having fun with you for right now. You know what I mean? So, and I really liked you. So, it was a mixture of those two, but I definitely wouldn't say love. I didn't even feel like I thought I was in love back then. So, it wasn't nothing like that. Okay, well, I used to have a drug problem. So, I was like, what you mean? What kind of drugs? So, he was like, I used to sniff powder. So, I was like, what you mean used to? Like yesterday or how long ago? He was like, nah, when I was a teenager. Like this was happening when I was a teenager. Then when I went to jail, I came out, I ain't never used it no more. So I was like, it was just some teenage shit. Cocaine was just some teenage shit. So he was like, yeah, I mean, you know, I was hanging with the older niggas and, you know, that was the shit for them to do. So I thought that was cool or whatever. So that's something I got into. I didn't do it for that long or whatever. But when I went to jail and I came out, I just was like, I want to turn my whole life around. I ain't want to fuck with that shit no more. So I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't okay because that was the first time I ever messed with anybody that was on drugs, like cocaine. Not on drugs, but on cocaine. So I was just like, I didn't know how to take that. And this, you know, I grew up during the crack epidemic and shit. So I'm just getting, I don't know if I want to fuck with this. But I still was going over there and I still was seeing him and I was still dating him. So I guess I was cool with it. Bitch, I don't know. I was just going with it. But I did, I'm not going to lie, I did fall back because that, I know I ain't trying, like, no shade or whatever, but that just wasn't for me. I wasn't trying to deal with nobody with no drug habit. Even though he said he ain't doing no more, you never know. People, you know how many times well, not really. I'm lying. I ain't never say I wasn't gonna smoke weed. I forgot to mention one thing. He knew Bay. So I thought. Okay, keep this in mind, because this is gonna be a part 2 to this joint. Alright, so when we first met, he asked me, you know, who, you know, because I was, you know, I'm from the neighborhood. He from the neighborhood. So he was like, yeah, so who's your ex? He was like, oh, I know your ex. Your ex is Bay. His name won't be Bay. But he said his name. And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, I know him real well. You know, that's my man. This, and this. I was like, that's your man. He was like, nah, not like that, you know, but like he cool people, so whatever. You know, I be seeing him all the time. He cool. So I was like, oh, okay. So when he was like, well, I don't judge you for your past. He was like, I don't judge you for who you used to mess with or what you used to do in life and this, and this. So I don't see why you judging me and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, nigga, fuck all that. You told me you was on cocaine. So I didn't see him for like I ain't seen him for like a week at least. Y'all been talking for a long time. Okay, so he said, I'm glad you called me or whatever, and you know, I want to take you out, this, and this. I was like, all right, cool. I'll fuck with you after work. So I went home, I got dressed, we went on a date. He actually paid for a date, and it was not a hookup. He actually paid for a date. I could not believe it. And but that's gonna go. He paid for the date. So we go back to the cousin's house this time. It wasn't over the uncle's, it was over the cousin's house this time. And the cousin was like out of town or something. She was gone somewhere for the weekend. So it was like he had her apartment. She said he could stay at her apartment while she was gone. So we went back to the cousin's house or whatever. And I parked my car on her parking lot. Now it had a big fence to it, but it didn't have no signs or nothing saying that you couldn't park there. But apparently it was known that it was private parking. So we go in the cousin house. We in there watching movies. We doing us. In the morning, I wake up to my car again being gone. Now this time he here. He in the house, so it ain't him. Oh my God, my car's gone. What's going on? He was like, oh shit, yeah, I think they do tow around here. So I was like, what the fuck? They tow around here? And no signs up saying that they tow. I'm gonna find my car, yada, yada, yada. He like, yeah, you gotta call the non-emergency number with PG. Okay, so you familiar with this, and you let me park my car. A non-emergency number, they'll tell you where your car is at or who towed for your neighborhood or whatever. So I did that. I found out who towed for my neighborhood. They said back then, you could tell how old it was. It was like $75 to get your car. So I think it was $75 or $85 to get my car. Like, you got some money? So he was like, yeah, I got some money. So call and see how much the car is, this, and this. And just let me know how much it is. So I was like, okay, cool. So I called. They said it's like, it was either $75 or $85 for my car. So I was like, they said it's $75 or $85 for my car. So I was like, how much you got? This bitch said, I got $8. 7 plus $1, 8, not 80, but 8. Why you say you had some money? He was like, I do got some money. I was like, okay, so how much do you have? He was like, $8. I was like, don't you ever say that you got some money if all you got is $8 motherfucking dollars in your pocket. That's not no money. How's $8 some money? Like, you a grown ass man, you almost 30, all you got is $8. Come to find out, all the money that he had, he spent on a date last night. Why would you take me on a date if all you was gonna end up with was $8 in your pocket? So I went the fuck off, because again, I don't have my car. Like, all right, let me call around, let me see what I can do, this. Let me call Ludacris to, like, take us around so we can figure out how to get your car. So I was like, why is Ludacris coming to get my car when you don't have no money? So he was like, no, I'm working on, I'm gonna make some calls. But we gonna definitely need a ride either way. So I'm gonna call him now and tell him to like be on his way or whatever to come over here and get us. So I was like, all right, cool. So we in there for about 30 minutes or whatever. He making all these phone calls. I don't know who the fuck he's calling. He's calling all these people. He's texting and all this other shit. So he finally called somebody and he was like, what's up? All I hear is, what's up? No, I need like $100. Oh, okay. All right. I said, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be back, but I'm gonna need to come get it right now. So he hang up the phone. So we wait about maybe another 15 minutes and Ludacris pull up. We go outside, we get in the car, and we off. So he like, okay, so I need to go to Berrysville. That's not a real place in the DMV that I know of, but I don't want to say where this person really lived. So we going to Berryville. We got to go to Berryville. So when he said that, Ludacris looked at him like, Berryville? Let me back up a little bit. Before we left, when we was waiting on Ludacris, Lucky was like, okay, I'm going to handle this. Let me be the man. I'm going to go ahead and handle this. I'm going to get your car back. I'm going to bring your car back to you. We going to take you home. And I'm going to, bring you your car. So I'm like, no, you're not. I'm going to get my car. So he was like, I mean, you always, I want to be the man in this, and you ain't allowing me to be the man to take care of this for you and this. I was like, you can take care of it, but I'm going. So I was like, and I said, and plus, you can't get my car. My car's in my name. I got to show my license. So he was like, oh, yeah, that's right. So he was like, dang. I was like, what's the problem? He was like, oh, nothing. I just wanted to really show you that I could really handle this. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. But nah, I'm going to go with you to get my vehicle. He like, man, just go to Berryville. So he was like, Ludacris say, okay. That baby said, okay. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Something's about to happen. Why he say it like that? Who in Berryville? It's some bullshit going on. So I'm just sitting there, I'm riding, I ain't saying nothing. He talking to me, I'm not really saying anything. I'm concentrating on who is in Berryville. So we pull up in Berryville at the apartment complexes that me and Bae was, when I mentioned at the beginning of the story, we was riding past these apartment complexes. These were apartments. So we pull up to that apartment complex and he gets out and he goes into the building. So I'm sitting here, I was like, Ludacris, who live here? So he was like, man, I don't know. I said, you seem to know when we was on our way, because you was like, how we supposed to be going to Berryville? So he was like, nah, I was just saying, it's got far to be going and shit. So, I'm just saying. So I'm like, okay. So about 10 minutes go by. He's still in the house. So I was like, man, call him. Why is he still in the house? Like, let's go. We gotta go get my car. What is he doing? Either the person got the money or they don't. Let's go. So he was like, right. So as soon as he pull his phone out to call, Ludacris Lucky comes outside. Lucky come outside, speed walking. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Did he steal the money? What's going on? So he gets to the car. When he gets to the car, he like, all right, we could go. So he act like he in a hurry. So I guess Ludacris wasn't paying attention or didn't hear him or whatever. All of a sudden, we see a bitch come storming out the door, come storming out the apartment door. She speed walking. It's the motherfucking ex.
Rapunzel, the ex.
I was like, hold up. I know you ain't bring me over this bitch house to go get no motherfucking money. So he was like, well, I told you I wanted to drop you off or whatever. So I was like, but how the fuck you gonna ask this bitch for some money? You supposedly don't fuck with her. He was like, look, you want your car or you don't? I knew she would give me the money, so I came over to get the money. Strike number 50. Strike 50. If you gonna use this bitch, you claim you don't even fuck with her, but you gonna use her for money, she using you for some shit too. Like, bitch, I'm not stupid. I'm not born yesterday. So I was like, I can't believe it. So she walking up to the car, and then she kind of like ducks down talking to him, like, where is you going? Why would you just take this money? You ain't never tell me what you need the money for or whatever. I just give you some money and you just leave out. She looking down, and then when she looked down, she look in the back seat. She like, oh hell no. You brought her over my house. You brought this bitch to my house. I was like, wait a minute, why she going off? Why the fuck she popping off? What the fuck is going on? She like, yeah, tell her what's going on. So I'm like, yeah, tell me what's going on. So he like, I don't know what she talking about. I was like, what she give you some money for? So Ludacris, low-key, Ludacris wanted this shit to go down because he still didn't pull off. He's sitting there letting this shit go down. So I'm like, yes, Ludacris, don't pull off, bitch, don't pull off. So I'm like, yeah, tell me, I need to know what's going on right now. Who is she? Why she popping off like that? And I know she don't want me to get the fuck out, because let me tell you, in my 20s, I was rowdy as fuck. So I was like, I know she don't want me to get the fuck out. So, Rapunzel, that's what I named her, Rapunzel. So it's Rapunzel. So I'm like, yeah, Rapunzel. Girl, what you trying to do? We don't need all that. What you trying to do? I don't got nothing to do with this. I don't even know. He told me that you his ex. He don't got nothing to do with you. You pressed to be coming over there or whatever, just to be hanging on to the family and all this other shit. So what's good? What's goody? So she like, what? She was like, this is my man. That's your what? She was like, this is my man. I don't know what the fuck he's been telling you, but this is my man. I said, well, how is he your man when we spend every day together? She was like, you don't spend every night together. Sis bust me the fuck out on what's up, bitch. Cause she right. We don't spend every night together. We would hang after work. We would, of course, on the weekends, we would spend the night over the uncle's house. But during the week, we would hang after work. I would go home so I could go to work and go to school. I guess on the weekend, he was telling her he was hanging out over the uncle's house, I guess. That's why she popped up over there, to see if that's where he really was, now that I'm thinking about it. So she was like, you don't spend every night with him. I was like, you don't know what I do. Feeling stupid, because she right. I don't. She caught me there, but bitch, I can't let you know that you caught me. So I was like, you don't know what I do. We spend the night all the time, girl. No, we don't. So she was like, nah, I doubt that. She was like, I doubt that. That's my man. I don't know what he's been telling you, but that's my man. So I'm like, Lucky, you gonna chime in? Lucky's not saying anything. He's not saying a word. He's in the passenger seat giving. I'm like, nah, look up. Put your hand down. Let's get into what she's talking about. He did not say a word. So she started popping off. So now her attention is back to him. And she like, what, you ain't gonna say nothing? You ain't got nothing to say? Tell her who I am. Tell her. She ain't do the bitch no more. She just like, tell her who I am. She just kept saying, tell her who I am. Tell her who I am. So I was like, yes, tell me who she is. He would not say a word. So she was like, yeah, when you come back here, your shit gonna be on the sidewalk. While you don't got nothing to say, you shouldn't have nothing to say when I put your motherfucking ass out. So come to find out, he wasn't homeless. He couldn't take me to where he lived because he lived with her. That's why we stayed over the uncle's house on the weekends, because he was telling her that I'm going to party over the uncle. I probably get too drunk, yada, yada, yada. When he was taking my car, though, we'll get to that. But one time, when he was taking my car, he took it home and stayed the night at home. He went home and came back in the morning. And I'll tell you how I found that out a little bit later. Long story short, he never said anything. She was going on. She was telling all the business. He fucked with me. He lives here. All his stuff is here. Your shit's going to be put out when you get back. If you pull off, you better take your stuff with you. Yada, yada, yada. She basically whining, holding on to the door, bitch. She's going off. I'm like, look, we gotta go. We gotta go get my car. So I don't really give a fuck about none of this. Neither one of y'all gotta ever see me again after this. Just take me, Ludacris. Take me to get my car, and y'all have a nice life. So he's still not saying nothing. So Ludacris like, all right, I'll take you. So Ludacris finally pulls off. So of course he got all this mouth when we pull off. We just pulled off on her ass. She's standing in the parking lot looking stupid. She finally just walked back in the house or whatever. His speech is back. You know what I'm saying? The cat then got the fuck off his tongue, and now he's ready to talk. And I already told you how crazy she was. It ain't, see, that's why I just sat here and didn't even say nothing, because it ain't even no arguing with her. She don't even want to hear that I don't fuck with her like that. I said, so I'm not saying nothing. I don't got nothing to say. Bitch, I already said what I had to say. Fuck you and her. I gotta go. I'm not fucking. It's like, yeah, the only reason why she's saying my stuff is at her house is because I left my stuff there when I moved out, because I ain't had nowhere to take it, and I've been gone for 6 months now. Just like I already told you, you know, I see you every day. So how could it be? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Just like she said, you don't spend every night with me. And I believe her. In the story right here, but I did go get my car. He did put up the money to go get my car. She put up the money to get my car, and they dropped me off. But that wasn't the last I seen of him. It was one more last time, and then some big drama happened. But that's got to be at the next story time. So I'm going to leave this story time right here, and yeah, so if you like this story, make sure that you comment below. Make sure that you give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to my channel when you watching this video, baby, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you do not leave without hitting the bell notification or the subscribe button. And until part 2, I'll have part 2 for y'all next week as a story time. But until then, see you guys next week.